I remember wanting to get back out there after my girlfriend and I went our separate ways. It was about 5 months afterwards, and I was trying out several different ways to meet other women, but one way that caught my attention was an app called Tinder because it seemed to be becoming pretty popular everywhere I looked. I make a profile, and as with many sites, there's a catfish or two, but then I find a girl who I talk to for a little while, so I ask her out and she agrees. We set up a time for this Friday night, so I decide to get myself groomed a little before the big day. We eat dinner at a nice little restaurant not too far from either of us, and the date seems to be going pretty well. We head to a bar afterwards for a drink, even though I don't drink much myself, if at all. So when we get there, I get the lightest drink they had available, and I honestly forgot what she got, but with what was going to happen it wouldn't have made a difference. She said the drinks were on her and told me to wait here at the seats while she went to go get them. I remember dancing with her there because they had a dance floor, and I started getting really exhausted, but not like out of breath exhausted. It's as if I were ready to fall asleep, like I was tired. Next thing I knew, my eyes just shut and I woke up in what I assumed was her house. I was freaked out, but she just said relax and that I just passed out back at the bar, but she brought me back to her place safely. Again, I had no way of knowing for sure it was her place, but that's beside the point. I'm still pretty shaken up as it is, and kind of weak, so I ask her what time it is. She said it's 10 p.m, which only scares me even more because we started the date at 7 p.m. She then tells me to wait on the bed and that she'll be right back. As weak as I felt, I didn't feel like staying here any longer because I was just way too uncomfortable. So I get up, grab my phone, and then as I'm making my way out of the room, I hear her on the phone. Don't worry, he doesn't suspect a thing. You'll get what you want, and so will I. I'll make sure the operation gets done tonight. I'm ready to bolt out of there, but I don't want to make it obvious of what I just heard. So I casually stay hidden and hear her say, "Look, it's either you pay me $7,000 or you don't get any of his body parts. Don't try to haggle with me. I know plenty of other people who'd be willing to pay me what I want." At this point, I immediately go back to the room and lay down on the bed. When she returns, I tell her it's late and I really need to get home, but I'd call her for another fun time. She says, "Don't go, you're in no condition to drive, and like you said, it's late, so it's best you stay the night." I tell her thanks, but I really need to get home, and just get up and start making my way out. As I'm leaving though, she begins to say, "You're not going anywhere." So I just run as best as I can to my car when I realize it's back at the bar. My heart's racing, and I'm running for my life from the psychotic woman. She's not too far from behind me shouting, "Come back, handsome. I just want to spend more time with you." I'm not falling for it. And I'm like, heck no. I find a place I can hide and take my chances. She gets closer and says, "Oh, Tommy, come out wherever you are. We haven't finished our date yet, and I still need to give you a kiss goodnight." I can't take it anymore. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack if I don't keep going, but I need to stay hidden as long as she's in sight. Thankfully, she continues her search, and I get a chance to keep moving myself too. Once I make it to a safer spot, I call the police and explain to them what's happened. They tell me to stay put and a squad car is on its way. About 15 minutes later, I see a cop car approaching my area, so I step out in plain view. And when the officers arrive, I re-explain to them what's happened tonight, and lead them to the woman's house. When we get there though, it's completely empty, no furniture at all, and no psycho girl. The cops do a check on the house and find out no one even owned it, meaning whoever the woman was clearly broke into the house, but quickly moved out after I escaped tonight. One of the cops finds a note inside though, saying, "See, Tommy? I'm always one step ahead. Don't bother trying to find me though. As you may have already found out, my number has been disconnected, and I'm long gone by now. I'll be keeping a close eye on you though. I want your body. Love, Susie." I'm scared that she could be anywhere, and that she made it clear she still wants me for whatever sick purpose she had in mind. Police take the note as evidence though and try to scan it for fingerprints. The cops are nice enough to give me a ride home, and have my car towed back to my place as well. It was difficult for me to fall asleep that night, but at least she doesn't know where I live. At least, I hope she doesn't. What freaks me out the most though, is that this woman is still out there, and the cops never found her. I stopped online dating for a while, but this whole experience still didn't happen too long ago, so I'm just as scared as ever that she may still be watching me, waiting for the right time to strike. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do have a story to share with me, feel free to email it to me, or feel free to message me here on YouTube. My email can be found on my About page, and as always, have a great day.